Now let's get into the topic at hand. Have you ever stopped to wonder why some countries suddenly change or even completely remove certain denominations of their currency? It's not random. There's often a strategic, carefully planned reason behind it. And right now, Iraq is preparing for such a change. There's an initiative led by the Central Bank of Iraq, known as the CBI, along with support from the International Monetary Fund, or IMF, to implement what's being called the Delete the Zeros project. This is not just another abstract financial policy. It's a carefully thought-out plan that could have a massive impact on Iraq's economy. By the end of this video, you'll understand exactly what this project is about, why it's happening, and how it may affect both Iraq and the wider economic landscape. So what exactly is the Delete the Zeros project? Simply put, the idea is to remove the high-denomination notes, those with 3 zeros, from the current currency in circulation. These are bills like the 25,000 or 50,000 dinar notes. The goal here is to simplify currency transactions, make everyday commerce easier, and improve overall trust in the Iraqi dinar. It also helps in combating inflation and strengthens the currency's image, both locally and internationally. You might ask why this matters so much. The answer lies in economic perception and operational efficiency. When people see large numbers on their currency, it often creates confusion and can undermine confidence, even if the actual value remains the same. Removing zeros from the currency can help change how people view their money and make financial transactions more manageable. For the average Iraqi citizen, this could mean a more stable and reliable currency, one that doesn't lose value quickly and feels more trustworthy. Now, you're probably wondering when this plan will take effect. The Central Bank of Iraq has been very clear on this point. They'll move forward only when the economic conditions are right. That means when inflation is under control, economic growth is steady, and public institutions are strong enough to support such a transition. It's all about timing. Jumping in too soon could destabilize things even further, so the CBI is taking a cautious, measured approach. What's really interesting is that even after the CBI announces the official phase-out of these high-denomination notes, they won't suddenly become worthless. In fact, the CBI has stated that these notes will still be used behind the scenes for banking operations and international transactions. This is particularly important for moving large sums of money between institutions and across borders. According to officials, this transitional use of the old notes could continue for as long as 10 more years. So if you happen to be holding any of these notes right now, don't worry. They're not going to be obsolete overnight. You have plenty of time to manage your holdings and prepare for the change. Eventually, though, the 3-0 notes will be completely phased out. But by that point, the hope is that Iraq's economic infrastructure will be more modern, more efficient, and more robust. By then, many investors who currently hold these notes may have already exited their positions, and Iraq's economy may look very different from what it does today. This is all part of a broader movement toward long-term stability and growth. And from what we've seen in communications from experts like Dr. Shabibi, who once served as the head of the CBI, this project is part of a larger vision for a financially independent Iraq that's deeply connected to the global economy. A lot of people believe that this plan won't just affect Iraq alone. Given Iraq's strategic importance and the interconnectedness of global markets, there's a strong possibility that success in Iraq could influence other countries in the region and beyond. If executed well, it could help Iraq attract more foreign investment, strengthen trade relations, and even stabilize the economic situation in the broader Middle East. So what should you, the viewer, be doing right now? The best thing is to stay informed. Follow the news from reliable sources, pay attention to announcements from the CBI and the IMF, and keep a close eye on global economic developments. If you own any of the high-denomination Iraqi dinar notes, keep them in a secure place. You still have time to decide what to do with them. And remember, this is a long-term play. Big financial reforms like this don't happen overnight. They take time, patience, and strategic execution. Now let's shift gears for a moment and talk about something closely related: currency revaluation. Currency revaluation means adjusting the value of a nation's currency relative to others, often making it stronger. In simple terms, one unit of the currency would be worth more than it was before. This can have a huge impact on a country's economy, sometimes positive, sometimes not. What makes Iraq's situation so unique is the mixed messaging. On the one hand, government officials have publicly stated there are no immediate plans for a currency revaluation. But on the other hand, subtle clues and statements from economists suggest that it might still be in the works. So what's really going on here? Part of it could be about maintaining stability. Iraq has been through decades of conflict, economic disruption, and political instability. The last thing they want is for a speculative frenzy to cause panic or misinformed behavior. If people think a revaluation is imminent, it could cause them to act rashly, hoarding money, investing irrationally, or pulling funds from the market. That's why officials may be choosing their words carefully, trying to manage expectations. At the same time, however, there's growing belief among analysts and global financial watchers that Iraq could benefit from a revaluation in the future. In economies like Iraq's, public belief plays a big role. If the people think the dinar will increase in value, they may start investing more, spending more, or saving in dinars instead of converting to foreign currencies. That alone could jumpstart the economy. But if that belief isn't backed by careful planning and stable conditions, it could backfire. Take Vietnam, for instance. In the early 2000s, Vietnam underwent several currency adjustments. But what made their case successful was transparent communication and consistent policy making. They helped the public understand what was happening, which built trust and prevented panic. Iraq could learn a lot from that model. There's also a political dimension to all of this. Iraq's government may not want to confirm plans for revaluation too early, especially with regional tensions and economic pressures in play. Announcing such a move prematurely could create issues with trade partners or neighboring countries. In the Middle East, economic moves are closely watched and can trigger chain reactions across borders. Iraq might be keeping its strategy close to the chest to avoid unnecessary complications. Now think about what this uncertainty means for the average Iraqi citizen. Not knowing whether your currency will gain or lose value can be very stressful. People might start hoarding foreign currency or gold. They might avoid investing in their own economy. And that kind of behavior can slow down recovery and create a loop of distrust and instability. This is why clear and transparent communication about economic policy is so important. When people understand what their government is doing and why, they're more likely to participate in the recovery. But when there's confusion or contradictory information, it creates fear and hesitation. So to sum all this up, Iraq is on the verge of a major financial shift, with the Delete the Zeros project potentially serving as a foundational step toward greater economic strength. Whether or not a revaluation follows remains to be seen, but what's clear is that Iraq is positioning itself for a new financial future. The steps may be slow and cautious, but they are meaningful. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up. Share it with others who follow the dinar or global financial news. And don't forget to subscribe for more insights and updates. This is a story that's still unfolding, and we'll be here to help you make sense of it every step of the way. Thanks for watching, and until next time, stay informed and stay sharp.